Good morning and welcome to another live harp lesson. For those of you who are here for the first time, my name is Zuzanna and I'm a harpist and harp teacher based in Edinburgh. I'm originally from Poland but moved to the UK a few years ago and now I'm based here. And every Friday at 11 AM I'm giving a live harp lesson, which is a completely free short lesson on a chosen aspect of harp playing for beginners, for adults. Topics are changing every week. This week will be something which I hope beginners will enjoy, and this has to do with my latest project, which is my collection of Polish Christmas carols arranged by myself for beginners. And today I would like to show you one of the carols from the book. Let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me. If you watch me live, that would be really nice. If you're watching later, it's also fine to say hello. Oh, thank you for showing up and thank you for waving. I hope that means that you can hear me all right. Let me know if there are any problems. About the Christmas carols, that's a book which will be a downloadable PDF, a set of downloadable PDF. There will be 10 Christmas carols and they will be all suitable for people playing the harp within their first or second year, so approximately pre-grade 1, grade 1 up to grade 2. The arrangements are suitable for all harps, pedal harps and lever harps. Some of them, like the one I will be playing today, will be also suitable for non-lever harps, harps tuned in C, like the adventure harp that you have seen in some of the previous lives. If we have time, I'm going to show that to you towards the end. Hello and thank you for all the likes. What's more about the Christmas carols books? All harps, beginners, downloadable PDF, so you can first lower the delivery cost. There will be no delivery cost and you can have them instantly accessible as soon as you buy. The release date will be mid-November, and if you would like to have more information about that and make sure you don't miss it, sign up to the waiting list for Instagram. That will be in my bio. For Facebook, I will put that in the description of that Facebook Live. For the people who are on the waiting list, there might be some more nice things, like being able to have a sneak peek at some of the music and maybe something more. So I think it's really worth signing up to the waiting list if you think you will be interested in having a wider Christmas repertoire and checking out those really lovely carols. As I said in my post yesterday, in Poland we have over 500 different colors. I don't even know all of them, but we've got great many which are unique to this corner of Europe. They are not copy and lyrics translated of other colors. They are completely unique, and today I will show you one of those which I really like, although I would probably say that of all of them, I think they are all really lovely. Today's carol, the Polish title is Lulajże Jezuniu, and that could translate to English as Lullay, Little Jesu. It's a lullaby, as you can tell from the name, and the lyrics are just words which are supposed to calm the baby, and you will see from the music that it also is supposed to imitate that movement of a cradle and hoping to calm down the baby, because even little Jesus was crying. He was no exception, I imagine, to all the babies. What's very interesting about that lullaby is that you will find a musical quote from that little carol in Chopin's Scherzo number 1 in B minor. When you listen to that big solo piece, of course it starts very dramatic, but then in the middle section you can catch a little glimpse of that melody. I recommend you go and have a listen of that. Maybe before I say a bit more about how to practice this particular piece and how it may help you, because later in the lesson we will be also talking about fingerings and how to make them reliable, I'll play that arrangement to you so you can get a bit of a taste of what it sounds like. Let me just put the music stand such it doesn't obstruct the view too much. And that's the harp. Okay, I think everyone will be able to see all right. This is Lulajże Jezuniu, Lullay, Little Jesu, in my arrangement for lever, pedal harp and non-lever harps tuned in C. that was the carol. One tiny note which I think is important. It's really hard to play or sing that carol without crying. Maybe it's only for Polish people, but I find it so moving and touching, and also thinking about the lyrics that you're trying to calm down someone and comfort them and put them to sleep, that it just makes you all melt. About practicing this little piece and what's interesting in there to pay attention to, I would start with left hand and right hand separately, because they are both rather busy here. Left hand unusually more busy than the right hand, so I would probably start with the right hand, because then you can enjoy the melody and then you can spend more time on the left hand. With the right hand, I would make sure that you are very confident about the placing and fingering. So depending what fingerings you choose, in the right hand you can play most of that piece with using only 3 fingers. So if you're not using 4 fingers just yet, that's perfectly fine. Your teacher would be also able to advise you whether it's possible to play that piece with 2 fingers. I think it is possible. So if you're at the very early stage when you use 2 fingers, that's also fine. But always make sure that if you've got a few fingers going together, like here 3 fingers, that they get on the harp at the same time. It's quite important. You can see more of my videos on placing where I'm also talking about that. I'll put the links here. So right hand, that's important. Also the rhythm. The rhythm is not too complex, but there are some dotted crotchets, so just make sure that you're fine with them even without the left hand help. Although left hand will be definitely helpful when you put them together. Now to the left hand, which is the main focus of today. Left hand, it may look like it's not too much of a task, just going up and down. But when left hand changes, I think it's quite worth to think of fingering which will help you remember what change is going to happen. So for example, when you're moving from the 4th to 5th, increasing the stretch, I think it's quite useful to use your 1 and 3 third finger for the interval of 5th, because then your fingers will know that, okay, we're getting the signal that it's 3rd finger coming into play. That means that we are about to increase the stretch. So that's quite useful. That's why in the music I've written 1, 2, 1, 2, but on the last third I'm putting 1, 3 to give a bit of a warning that the space is going to increase. And then I keep that space with 1, 3 until I need to change back to 1, 2, and then 1, 3 because a bigger space is coming up, and then 1, 2. It's quite it's very useful actually at the beginning, making sure that your fingers are very used to knowing which interval requires which fingers. So a third and, well, a second is also 1 and 2, but this is 1, 2, up to the 4th, where you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 strings between your fingers. This is 1 and 2. Then by 5th, I advise switching to 1 and 3. Of course, especially if you've got bigger hands, it is possible to play an interval of 5th with 1, 2, but just to make it a tiny bit clearer at the beginning, I recommend practicing with 1, 3. So 5th and 6th is 1, 3, and when we get to 7th, we switch to 1, 4th, and then octave and above is 1, 4. And you can practice that similarly to how the carol goes, playing 1, 2. Then you can take a little bit of a break just to make sure that the fingers know that separation, going 1, 3, and 6, and 5th and 6 again, and then going. Another good exercise inspired again by the first harp book is playing 1 and 2, either hands separately or together, and going on a bit of a scale. Same with 6th or 5th or any other interval. It can be quite interesting with 7s when you go for 4 fingers. Interesting harmonies, but I think they are also worth practicing. And then octaves you will probably have to do separately or do 2 octaves apart. As with everything, I think separately is the best way to start, doing first right hand and left hand, then maybe left hand, right hand, just to make sure you have mental space to watch each hand. And although it is possible to play all of the left hand in that carol with just 1, 2 all the way, you're not getting really that big of a gap between any of the notes, I would still encourage you to differentiate between bigger and smaller spaces by changing the fingerings, just to make it a bit clearer for your mind and for your fingers what's happening. One tiny remark about bar 7, where your left hand slightly changes the pattern and goes into... If you don't feel very confident with this kind of fingering, or you're not playing with 4 fingers just yet, so you're not quite sure about playing that, what you can do, and you've got my permission to do that, is to omit, skip the last note, skip that last D, and leave that bar, finish that bar with... So just to put that into context, the bar with hands together sounds like that. And that will be the next bar. So if you are not quite confident about having that 4 finger, you can go... just skipping one note. If you're very keen to have that note, you can also take that D into the second finger. That's another solution. Let me show you how that would work. Something like that. Depending what you prefer, how determined you are to practice, it's also a skill worth practicing, doing this kind of figure. Maybe I'll show you with the right hand that stamp and then placing for 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. That's also worth practicing, but depending at what stage you are, what your teacher advises, there are different ways to change that bar so it suits you. And I think that's everything about the carol. Let me know if you have any questions at all about the collection or about today's lesson. The PDF will be available to download later. I will put the link on Instagram in the bio, and I will put the link in the description of this Facebook Live. As I said, it's really worth signing up to the waiting list if you think you might be interested in buying the Christmas carols. I think I said already that they will be available mid-November, but to make sure you are up to date with the release date, sign up to the waiting list. I'll be sending more information, maybe some freebies and maybe some discounts, so really worth getting your email on that list. For now, I'm going to wish you a lovely weekend. Hopefully it will be a bit warmer, not too wintry and Christmassy yet. We're just practicing for Christmas. So enjoy, and hoping to see you here next week. Take care. Bye!